TruckWin does have the ability in your customer list to set up specific rates for each customer, whether that be by location, like state to state or zip code to zip code, or you can set up just standard rates for a particular customer. And this is going to save you time when it comes time for billing and making sure all your rates are correct. So we're going to go ahead and go into dispatch. And I'm going to access the customer list because before we use them, of course, we have to set them up. So if I go to customer list and I have a customer called test here, I'm going to do update. And you'll see a button in the lower right hand corner that says specific billing rates. I'm going to click that. The screen that comes up has two main sections. The section over here is a specific rate based off location, and right here would be not based off location, basically anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and set two of them up, and then I'll go ahead and show you on some pending trips what that would look like. So I'm going to go ahead and choose origin zip since I require my dispatchers to use zip codes. I'm going to hit accept. And let's say I have a deal with this company that every time I haul from a specific location, it's a flat amount. So I'm going to do add new rate. Origin city, I will do Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 57105. Destination city is Trip, South Dakota, 57376. And this is going to be a flat rate because I have a deal with them. So I'm going to choose C for contract. And I'm going to put my rate in at 350. And I'm going to go ahead and add a note that says Sioux Falls to Trip. And I'm going to hit OK. You'll see it listed there. You can enter as many of these as you want. And what it'll do when you put your trips in, it's going to look at these zip codes and see if it matches any of them and pull that rate across for you. For the base rate, let's say that, for example, I know that every time I bill test, I'm going to bill them 42 cents a mile, unless it's one of these agreed upon rates. So I'm going to go ahead and do add base rate. For my method, I'm going to do miles. Description, I'll just type in miles, and we'll do 42 cents. And if you have a minimum, like the minimum amount your freight bill would be 125, you can put that in as well. If you have multiple lines, possibly a fuel surcharge, I can do add base rate again. And choose my fuel surcharge. Type in my description. Whatever your fuel surcharge is per mile, or if you have a flat rate set up, either one. And I'm going to go ahead and hit exit. Okay, so now I have those set up. I'm going to be sure to hit save. And I'm going to go into my pending loads where I have some already in here. And I'm going to find one with the zip code. So if I pull this up, I can see that I can put in the correct zip code and save it. It's going to run my miles quick for me. And now if I go to apply revenue and do my billing method as contract, you can see it pulled across contract Sioux Falls to Trip 350 flat rate. So that's an example of how the location would work. So if I go out of this one, you go back to pending, and I'm going to choose one that does not have the location. So this shows going from Chicago to Kansas City. I did not have a base location set up for that. So I'm going to go ahead and do save order. And I'll do my mileage lookup. So it's 539 miles. And if you recall, I set up a default rate of 42 cents per mile. So if I go to apply revenue and I choose miles, it grabbed that 42 cents for me. That said, if I type in the default fuel surcharge I had, it pulled that across at the default rate. And that's an example of how you can utilize specific rates to make billing easier.